Welcome to rSlash Am I the Butthole, where OP's girlfriend is extra stinky. Am I the butthole for asking my girlfriend if she can take a shower? My girlfriend really only showers once a week. Twice, if I'm lucky. Typically we go to the gym together, and I've often asked her why she doesn't shower, and she always comes with things like, "Oh, women don't really sweat much, and I sweat very little, even for women's standards." And I don't buy it, because I can smell. I used to just suck it up, because I know she's extremely sensitive. And this is kind of not safe for work here, but this has also affected our love life. I used to love doing oral, but after not showering after workouts and long days, I've lost interest. Fast forward a bit, she now starts using the sauna at the gym. Maybe on average 2 times a week. She still refuses to shower. I've said, there's just no way you don't sweat in the sauna. Just me sitting 5 minutes in there gets me soaked. She said she doesn't sweat that much there either, and she sits there for 20 minutes. Things are now worse. I can smell her very badly. Almost to the point where I try not to breathe in too close to her because it's not good. I've tried so long to give hints to get her to shower more, like, "Hey, do you want to take a shower together?" But she can't take the hint and says, "Why would we do that? There's only room for one under the water anyways." One evening, she wanted to lie down on the floor and stare at a world map that she has. She invited me to lie down next to her and just talk about where we want to go next. I lasted for about 1 minute before I had to make up some dumb excuse as to why I had to get up. She then gets upset and says something along the lines of, "Why are you leaving? You never do stuff with me." The truth is, I just can't be close to her for long. I'm not even sure if I started to resent her, because it wasn't only this one thing that was bugging me in the relationship. But maybe I did, and that's my fault for being bad at communicating with her. Anyways, I couldn't hold it any longer. I tried one last time to ask if she wanted to take a shower with me, to show I did want to do stuff with her, but she declined. Then I said, "I know you say you don't sweat, but I can smell you. I don't like the smell of sweat, and it's a popular gym that we go to, so I would just appreciate it if you showered a bit more." She freaked out. World War III started. She accused me of things and asked if I found her disgusting. It almost felt like she wanted me to think that she's disgusting for some messed up reason. Like this was an easy way to create distance between us, have less intercourse, and all that. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm overthinking it. It's just, to me, it feels obvious to shower, if not daily, then at least every other day. She said she doesn't want to shower her hair often, but still, you can shower your body. Our relationship is borderline over because I hurt her, so am I the butthole? What could I have done differently? Okay, even if she doesn't sweat, there's still poop particles, dead skin, oils in your hair and on your skin and face. Girl, take a shower! And as bad as it is that she's a stinky person, I think the real problem here is that you tried to address your concerns in a very healthy and gentle way, and she explodes on you and starts this huge fight, which is not a healthy way to handle a relationship. So OP, she fights with you and she's stinky. I don't know anything about you, but I'm confident you can do better than this girl. I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving her 2 out of 5 buttholes, which is probably what she smells like. Am I the butthole because I don't emotionally support my wife's obsession with Taylor Swift? My wife is fully obsessed with Taylor Swift. For the last year, that's all she listens to. Every Taylor Swift album on one continuous loop when she's working out or even just walking around the house doing stuff. She spent $2,000 to go see her recently at the Eras tour. Probably spent another $200 on merch. She filmed the show on her phone and still regularly puts it on the TV and just watches it for hours. She'll also watch the live streams of her performances on TikTok or whatever streaming platform those are on. She's now going to see the concert movie. I mean, it's been non-stop Taylor Swift in our house for a long time now. She continually refers to the live concert as the best experience of my life. She says that Taylor Swift is a lifestyle. I personally don't get it. I've never been obsessed with anything to that point. I love soccer, and I would love to watch Messi play, but I can't bring myself to spend $900 for a ticket to his upcoming match. It's just too much. I'm also really passionate about things my wife has no interest in, but I'm not looking for her emotional support with those. Those are just things that are important to me and will remain important to me regardless. I have for sure made comments to my wife implying that this whole Taylor Swift thing is getting out of hand. I also wasn't super stoked that she was spending that much on one ticket to go see a concert. But ultimately, it's what she really wanted, and we had the money, so I said yes, and I'm happy that she got to go. Recently, she blew up on me about how I don't support her as much as she thinks I should with her Taylor Swift lifestyle. She cites comments I make implying it's a cult, and the only one winning here is Taylor Swift raking in the dough, and maybe it's time to focus on other things. She wants me to stop making comments like that and stop rolling my eyes and be supportive of her interests. But from my perspective, it's really taking over her life, and that just can't be healthy to obsess over something like that. People need balance. I also thought one of the benefits of marriage was to have someone tell you this kind of stuff, and it shouldn't be an argument. So I went down to the comments, and the top comment from Ram Sleuther is the exact same thought that I had when reading this story. Honestly, the most shocking information in this post is the fact that anyone ever watches those sucky cell phone videos that everyone insists on taking at concerts. Yeah, that and fireworks videos. Every time I go see fireworks, because I've got a 3-year-old, so they love fireworks, so we go every year. Everyone pulls out their phone and records fireworks, but when was the last time any of you ever was like, you know what I feel like doing right now? Pulling out my phone and looking at fireworks from like 3 years ago. I think that's never happened once on planet Earth. And today I learned that people actually do that for concerts. Anyways, OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I think your wife is going a little bit too hard here. So I'll give her 1 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for postponing the wedding over a comment my fiance made about my scar? I'm a woman and I have a visible scar on the side of my neck. It's been there for over 6 years, and no one has ever commented on it or made any negative remarks about it. However, my fiance would make comments about my scar and make it seem as flirting, like, for instance, complaining that he's kissed every part of my body except my neck because of the scar, or how the scar looked like a kid messed up such a great art piece, referring to my looks. I told him I didn't appreciate it, even if he was using the scar to be flirty with me, but he insists he loves me anyways. Our wedding is approaching, and I've been busy with the wedding planning, and days ago, my fiance and in-laws were talking about the wedding, and they were talking about how we're finally going to be married. My fiance laughed and said, "I'm marrying you, minus the scar." I was stunned when he said that, especially in front of his family. I was so upset that I got up and walked out of the room. We had a big fight, and he kept saying that I was being a drama queen and that he did nothing wrong. He doubled down when I said that I'd consider postponing the wedding because of his comment, and he called me crazy. His mom said that I'm obviously traumatized by my scar to let it ruin my marriage with her son, and she suggested therapy. She told me that the scar was the issue, not her son, who loves me as I am and chose me to be his wife. I don't know, I really feel horrible right now, and I don't know if I said the right thing about postponing the wedding, and whether I'm overreacting in this situation. My girlfriends have previously said that my fiance shouldn't even be bringing up the scar like that. The top reply from Nick's Clapped Reddit says, "Not the butthole. I want to marry you, but my scar does not." Yep, I agree. The real problem here isn't the scar, it's that your boyfriend is just being mean to you. He's picking on you. Kind of the way that middle schoolers pick on people who are different. Why would you want to marry that? Why would you want to marry someone who picks on you? I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your fiance 1.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for not wanting to put my girlfriend on the deed of the house that I'm purchasing? I'm a 29-year-old guy, and I started looking at houses to purchase in the past few weeks with the assistance of my parents, who just sold my childhood home and downsized. They'll be helping with the down payment with a very generous amount. I currently live with my 28-year-old girlfriend of 3.5 years. We've lived together for over 2 years. She'll be moving into the house as well. In my girlfriend's excitement about this, she mentioned it to her parents. Her parents have insisted that she should be on the deed of the house. When my girlfriend first brought it up after they spoke, she used the phrase, "she needs a safety net." This took me aback because it made me feel like it's a plan for a breakup. My dad isn't having it at all. He says the money is an advance on my inheritance, and even though he likes my girlfriend, he doesn't want to split it 50-50 with my girlfriend. He thinks it's none of her parents' business, and it's only between me, him, and my mom. I do believe that I'll marry my girlfriend, but we've had some persistent issues that I want to see resolved or worked on before I take that next step. Most of them is about money, which is the leading cause of divorce, even over infidelity. Things like Amazon spending, being irresponsible with a credit card, and not holding down a job. We've been in this apartment together for 30 months, and she's worked for about 8 of those. When she worked, she did contribute to the bills. This was so exciting when we first started looking, and there was never even a question about her ownership of the house. In my eyes, it was always our house. Now, I feel so anxious and like I don't even want to move forward with it. Am I the butthole for wanting to keep only my name on the deed of this house? OP, this one's pretty simple. Do not put her on the deed unless you're completely comfortable with her cheating on you, leaving you, and then taking half of your house in the process. You get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your girlfriend and her whole family 2 out of 5 buttholes. I feel I gotta give a trigger warning on this story. This story is a heavily censored first-hand account of sexual assault. Will I be the butthole if I told my parents after I feel violated and confused by what my fiancé did to me? I'm a 20-year-old woman, and I'm engaged to my 26-year-old fiancé. We've been together for 2 years. He's never ever done something like this before, so I guess this is why I'm scared. I just don't know. He's usually so kind. I feel violated, if I'm allowed to say that. It was 2 nights ago, and I haven't left my bed since. Basically, we were in his bed at home and we were going to sleep. For info, my fiancé and I have never slept together before, and we don't do anything like that because I'm supposed to be saving myself for marriage. He knows this and supports it, and likes that for me, which is also why I feel so confused. He basically started touching me places, and I kind of was like, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Nothing, just touching." I made a joke about how I don't think it's allowed, and he snapped that he doesn't effing care what's allowed or what's not. I was quiet and kinda let him do it, but I felt weird. After a while, he was kissing me and basically asked me to do something for him in that way. I told him no and tried to laugh it off. It was awkward and I felt low-key uncomfortable. He held me there and told me to do it for him again. I said no again and got up to go to the bathroom because I was shaking. He followed me and said that I couldn't leave the bathroom unless I got down and did it for him. I kept saying no, and I honestly thought that he was joking for a minute, but he was serious. He closed the door and blocked it. He said he would wait all night. I said, me too, and we just stood there for a while. Eventually, I sat down on the edge of the bathtub trying to prove how I would seriously wait. Jeez, he grabbed my shoulder and literally pulled me really hard onto the ground. I hit my knees hard on the tile, but he didn't ask if I was okay. I had to do what he wanted, and the entire time I was just so scared and embarrassed and uncomfortable. And it was an uncomfortable and awkward and painful experience all around. He was much nicer for the rest of the night and apologized for hurting my knees. He told me not to cry and not to tell anyone because he still wants me to wait until we're married and they might think that we didn't. He said stuff like that stays between couples, which I understand. I went home the next morning and my mom asked me if I was okay. I said yes. I haven't told anyone because I'm ashamed. I feel low-key violated, but I also know I wasn't supposed to do anything like that, so I don't want to tell anyone that I did. I'm just confused, I think. Would I be awful to tell my mom what he did? Then OP posted an update. I told my mom, and while she was so upset for me, understood my feelings, validated me, and talked to me. She explained a lot of things to me that I'll probably just keep private. It made sense though. I reconciled with my fiancé, and he apologized wholeheartedly and profusely. I believe he's sorry, and while we both acknowledge this is still really, really, really hurtful to me, he's not going to push me anymore or do anything like that again. So I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna get married next week. Thank you for all the comments though. I really am grateful for them. Oh, please be an update. Don't tell me you're marrying this dude. You gotta be kidding me. No updates. OP says in the comments, I don't want to call it off, which gets negative 450 votes, or 450 downvotes. Someone says, reading this, I was genuinely scared that she was going to get hit multiple times. And OP replies, he would never do that. I know that for 100% sure. Yo, OP, you don't know anything about this guy because he completely violated your trust, trampled your boundaries, and just did what he wanted and took what he wanted with no repercussions. In fact, since he got away with it, he's much more likely to do it again, in my opinion. I don't think I'm going to convince her because, as you can imagine, the comments are just absolutely filled with people begging OP to please not marry him. And she's like, yeah, but I still love him. OP, in the off chance that you hear this video, you can do better. I promise you there are better men out there. You were literally SA'd by the man that you think you love? Please move on. I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving this man, if you can even call him that, 5 out of 5 buttholes. That was rSlash Am I the Butthole? And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.